This is something I have never seen anyone else give as a tip on YouTube or talk about or suggest, but for me it is super important. Help my dog! Hello cookies, it's Siri, I am back, and today we're going to be talking about the gym and working out. When I moved to Singapore at 17, I know I always mention that in my videos, but those years spent in Asia were so formative for me, both physically and mentally and as a person, that I mention them because they're important, and especially in this video because I put on 16 kilos when I moved there at 17. There were lots of new foods, lots of interesting things happening. I didn't really work out because I was always exhausted from both learning English and also studying filmmaking. I ate all the time because of stress and also because it was delicious. So I put on 16 kilos and went from a size XS to an L or even an XL. I know that for some of you 16 kilos isn't a lot, but I was overweight because I am only 159 centimeters and a half. So 16 kilos is a lot, and it showed as well. I was not really healthy and I didn't notice it myself until I went to Madagascar for a holiday, and everyone there kept on telling me I was fat. If you're Malagasy, you know that Malagasy people tell it straight to your face that you're fat. There are no filters. There's like I just say that people really just say it the way it is, for better or worse. I don't mind, because for me it helped me realize that, oh yes, maybe I got chunky. I didn't notice because I have more or less always had good confidence, so I thought I was cute anyway, but I was chunky. Oh baby, you're so sweet. Thank you, my baby. I need to focus. As you know cookies, I don't usually tell you what to do on this channel, what to buy. I just give you what works for me, give you information, and then I know that you are smart, intelligent people who can make up your mind about tips and tricks. So the number one thing that I have done for the past 10 years to maintain my weight and maintain my motivation to go to the gym and to feel good about my body is I don't weigh myself. I see so many people who weigh themselves weekly, monthly, daily, 3 times a day, 4 times a day, and usually they aren't satisfied. When I see people do it at the gym, because you have a weighing station there where you can weigh yourself, they go on to the scale looking happy, uplifted, and thinking, yes, I've worked out so hard, let me check. And they end up disappointed once they go down from there. My friends, my cousin, the boyfriend, everyone goes on the scale uplifted and hoping for something, and then once they go down they're disappointed. And that has happened to me as well many times, and I realized that there was no point, because I could feel so good about myself and think I have worked out so hard. Now my clothes that I couldn't wear anymore when I was a bit chunkier are fitting properly on me again, and this and that. I feel healthy, I feel energetic, I feel good about myself, and then I go and weigh myself and it's not what I was expecting, and then I get sad and it feels like all the effort, all the work is just gone and lost and down the drain. And so now I don't weigh myself. I maybe do it once a year just so that I have an idea, in case I go to the doctors and they prescribe some medication where they need to know your weight. I have an idea, more or less. I think I'm pretty much around 52 to 55, somewhere between that range. I'm not sure, and I'm happy with it because I feel good about myself. I feel good when I look at myself in the mirror, and I don't want the scale to take away all that joy from working out and trying my best. The second thing is a thing that I do before I do any heavy workout or any workout that I feel like I might need some encouragement to finish. This is something I have never seen anyone else give as a tip on YouTube or talk about or suggest, but for me it is super important. Before I do, let's say, a deadlift, I stay there, I close my eyes, I breathe calmly like I'm meditating, And then I imagine myself as the best version of myself in my head. So I imagine me lifting really heavy. In my imagination, I'm deadlifting 200 kilos on the left, 200 kilos on the right. I'm not entirely sure that is even possible. I'm imagining those red weights, the red ones or the 25 ones, where when you see someone lifting the red ones, you go, wow, nice, I like that. By the way, I wanted to take a moment to congratulate Hidilyn Diaz of the Philippines for her gold medal in weightlifting in the 55 kilos category. She is amazing. That was such an amazing moment, and she's totally inspiring. That was my absolute favorite moment of all the Olympics that I have ever watched. I'm imagining myself lifting 400 kilos with a proper form, straight back, defined, nice muscles, and just strong, so strong. And I imagine a blue neon light that is coursing through my veins and coursing through my body, giving me strength. And I'm just like, and I feel strong. And once I imagine that, I feel my muscles tightening, my mental is ready, my body is ready. And that's when I breathe out, open my eyes, and perform. And I kid you not, it always works to correct my form. I know what a good form is supposed to look like. So imagining that corrects my posture, my form, and then I always feel so much stronger. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but that tip always works for me. Another thing that I do that you might not have heard of, or that no one probably talks about, is when I'm on the treadmill, I imagine a story in my head. I think being on the treadmill is so boring. I love the results that I get from being on the treadmill, and I know that so many people tell you that you don't have to do cardio to be defined and this and that and whatnot, but I believe that it's very personal. And for me, when I do cardio, being dancing or going for a run on the treadmill, it shows on my physique, and I haven't been able to really run on the treadmill for a while now because I have problems with my back and my heels, but I'm getting shoes to fix that. And that's also a small tip. Try to get the right shoes. You need different shoes for when you do weightlifting and for when you run. Totally different. It's going to affect your joints and back and everything differently. Do not do weightlifting with shoes that you use for running. And I guess this is one of the few times I tell you to do or not do something, but that's actually dangerous. You don't have enough support, and if you lift heavy and you have squishy running shoes, you might face the risk of hurting yourself really bad. You might slip or hurt your back or do something, and with weights you have to be careful with what you're doing. But a thing that I do on the treadmill, not to be too bored, is to create a story in my head, and as it develops, I don't even realize that I have been on the treadmill for 15 minutes or 20 minutes or half an hour. Eventually I always realize it because I get thirsty and exhausted, but I can always continue the story in my head, and it has always worked. For example, for me, a story that I imagine is that I am with my partner. It doesn't have to be romantic either. It can also be a friend or just someone I'm with, and we're going on an adventure, on a trip to the Amazonian jungle or to the Sahara or somewhere, and then they end up hurting themselves. And I'm the only one who can run for help, and for some weird reason we don't have phones and whatnot, and I have to run and save them. And when I imagine that story, I run faster, I run stronger, because it also motivates me to know that I'm training myself in case that situation could happen in the future. It doesn't have to be as extreme as being in the middle of nowhere and needing help. It could just be that I go to the park with my dog, she hurts herself, and we need to go down the hill from the park, and I need to have stamina to carry her and yell for help. Help my dog! So I imagine stories, it makes the time go faster, and it motivates me to run better and longer as well. Another thing that I do is that I invest in my gym gear. My gloves, my shoes, my workout attire. I don't spend money on regular clothes that I wear every day. I wear the same pair of shoes all the time. I wear the same clothes all the time. Of course, I rotate them, but maybe I have 2 or 3 sets of clothes because I try to be a minimalist and it makes my life easier not to have too much choice. But the one part of my life where I splurge when it comes to outfits is the gym. I don't mind splurging every now and again in good gym clothes that make me feel comfortable, because when I look at them I think I need to get my money's worth. I paid for this, I need to wear them so that the cost per wear diminishes. I had to save for 3 months or 4 months to afford them. I'm going to wear them. Another thing that I do is that I prepare my BCAA or EAA or pre-workout early in the morning. Once they're done and prepared and blended in my water bottle, I cannot throw them anymore. It's expensive per portion and it's also wasteful and it's not a nice thing to do. So even though I feel like I'm lazy today, I look at my BCAA and EAA, I look at my fancy gym clothes and I think I better use them. And then I go to the gym, and once I'm at the gym, I feel really happy about myself. And the last thing is not to beat myself up whenever I can't work out. I have had my surgery, my laparoscopic surgery that I've talked about on this channel, and because of that I couldn't go to the gym for months. I've also had crazy bouts of depression where I couldn't leave the bed, I had no energy, no motivation, and for me the most important thing back then was to take care of my mental health and even try and go shower or eat something. So the gym, getting ready, walking to the gym, stepping in, seeing people, it was just too much. I just couldn't. So whenever those things happen, I don't beat myself over them because it's normal to have down times for a few days, a few weeks, a few months. It doesn't really matter. Once I'm back at the gym, I do my very best and I'm really happy. So it's important to try your best and try, but also understand that there are just things that are out of your control. There are things out of my control. I don't choose to be sick, whether physically or mentally. It just happens, and it's not helping my body, helping my physique, helping anything, anyone, helping my mood to just be sad and depressed about it. Instead, I just accept it and think, okay, I like the process of trying to be better, because for me in my head, every day that I work out is a day that I choose to be healthier than the previous day, and you can never take back those days of you trying to be healthy. It's always a plus, it's always a good thing, and so I don't beat myself up over the times that I cannot work out, and I just go, okay, that's how it is, I accept it, and I will work out when I can, and then I'll do my best once I can. It's getting late now, cookies. I really feel like going to play on the Switch. So, let me know if you have any relaxing Switch games that you recommend. I hope this video was useful to you. If it was, please leave me a thumbs up and subscribe if you don't want to miss the upcoming videos. Bye, cookies! Hey! Eee, baby! Oh no, this is sweet girl. Oh wow. Oh wow. Ska jag kolla?